I'm just going to do a real quick comparison of the two phones here. What's nice about the iPhone is to access the music player, I can just double tap this at any time and it'll bring up the music player. Now, in order to bring up the music player on the Android phone, I first have to unlock it and then launch the music app. Where is that? There it is. And then play a song. So for instance, if I come here to the music app on the iPhone, let's say I want to go to albums, for instance, in 10,000 Days by Tool. And we'll go to artists, and we'll go to Tool. Now here's 10,000 Days. Now, as you can see here, these are in track order. Now, the one on the Android phone is in alphabetical order. So I'm not sure how you can change that. There's really no option to do so. So what's cool about the iPhone, for instance, is if I'm listening to music, here's the volume, for instance. Now, if I unplug the headphones from here, it knows where to go. So if I'm playing it from the speakerphone, it plays it, you know, that's how loud I had it on the speakerphone. I plug the headphones back in, and it goes back, so it remembers. Now, if I'm going to do it on the Android phone, so we have the volume here. So the volume's at the top. So if I bring it down to, I'm not going to listen to it that loud. Now if I unplug the headphone speakers, now where's the volume? It stays at the same spot where I left it. So if I plug my headphones back into it, the volume is still blasting. After having launched the music app, you can then, So after having launched the music app, then you can lock the phone, then tap the home screen here, and then control the music player, skip songs, and that kind of thing. What I've noticed about the iPhone, or the Android phone rather, is that what would be 1 or 2 steps on the iPhone becomes 3 or 4 steps on Android. So for instance, if I go to Facebook here, it's going to automatically, and this is one of the reasons why I ditched the iPhones, because the new operating system pretty much made the 3GS here impossible to use. But anyways, if I go here, so there's a lot more options they give you on the iPhone app, but we'll go to the news feeds here. And the iPhone app automatically updates to the latest news, basically. Now the iPhone app, or the Android app rather, does not automatically refresh, so now I have to tell it to refresh in order to get the latest. So that's kind of annoying. So if I wanted to load a new screen, one button there on the Android phone, press, then refresh. Another thing is notifications, for instance. So to get to my notifications, I click here, I come here. They don't automatically update themselves. So again, you have to refresh. Now if somebody wanted to so now that they're updated, let's say for instance Paul Oakenfold commented on his post here. If I click there, it takes me right to Paul Oakenfold's response to my post. or no, I guess it was not my response, but if I go here to Paul Oakenfold's response, I can't actually do that. So there's a little web thing here. So now I go to this mobile, it launches the browser, and basically I have to go to this gimped version of the same thing. So we have the real, like the web-based version here, I'm sorry, like the PC client here, and we have the mobile website here, which is kind of lame in comparison. Now if I go to my profile, for instance, and let's say I wanted to delete a post, right? If I hold this down, or I'm sorry, if I slide to the right, I can delete my own post. Now, I have no way of doing that on the Android. That's not really Android's problem, it's Facebook, because they're the ones that develop the software, but it just sucks because of the inconsistency. So another issue I have is some of the prices of the apps. Now again, this is not an Android issue. I mean, it's the developers, problem. So let's say Doodle Jump, for instance, is a really awesome game. As you can see here, they want to charge $3.50 for the same app on the iPhone. That's 99 cents. Another thing about these phones is there's really not that much bloatware that comes with the iPhone, for instance. So apps that I rarely use, such as stocks, for instance, if I wanted to I can't delete it off the screen, but I can just put it to the end of the back of the screen, basically, where I won't ever see it again. Now, unfortunately, on Android, Blockbuster, for instance, I can't get rid of that app. There's nothing I can do to get rid of that icon. I can't create a folder. There's nothing I can do to get rid of it. The City ID, again, I can't get rid of that. So there's just a few apps on here, like Amazon Kindle, just a few other ones that I can't get rid of if I wanted to. The last thing is using the browser, for instance. So if I wanted to go to Gizmodo here, for instance, I just refresh the screen. We'll go to Gizmodo here. Pretty much the same thing. Now if I'm scrolling down here, if I get to the end of the page, it snaps. Now if I'm using this, there is no snap. So it's just little things like that that make a huge difference as far as just aesthetics and just the overall feel of the phone.